All right, welcome back to the channel. We are back here working at Tailored Motorsports, figuring out the trunk setup on the Soarer. And the last time that we left off, we pretty much took everything out of the trunk and got everything kind of fitted up. We got the MDF pretty much all cut out, and right now we're just kind of in the stage of figuring out where we're gonna do everything. So we've been kind of debating with the current tank that I have, which is over there, which is, what is that, a 5-gallon?
Yeah.
5-gallon tank. So we figured out an idea that we want to test out here, and pretty much this is the center piece of MDF that goes in the trunk. We're gonna have the tank as far in the trunk towards the back as possible. So the tank sits up a little higher than the MDF itself, so we need to trim the MDF back in kind of like a U shape and just kind of cut this section off the back here so that when we put the MDF in, it'll cover the tank just flush enough to where it looks perfect, and then we can go from there. Okay, so we just finished cutting out the center MDF piece to fit the tank in here, and it was a lot harder to explain when we haven't done anything yet, but now that it's done and the tank is in there, it makes a lot more sense and you guys will understand it. So this is kind of where we're going here. The tank will be in the back, all the way pushed in the back. Those fittings that you see sticking out will be facing down under the MDF. I'm happy. Like, I have all this trunk space again that I can use. I don't have to worry about hard lines, you know, cracking or anything like that. And this is gonna be awesome. So I don't know how much of this I'm gonna film, because I remember in the last part series when I did all of these bag setup videos, I think I did like 4 or 5 of those videos. I want this to be a lot shorter, so I'll just cut in and film key points when this is all going on, because I don't want to completely bore you guys with the whole intricate process of this whole bag install. But it's gonna be good. I'm happy. I'm very happy with this. I think that with the one tank instead of the 2 tanks going this way, it's a lot more simple, easier, and I also get the money back for those tanks.
Oh yeah.
So that works out great. But this looks awesome. Obviously this will all be covered with fabric as well, so it'll just blend in that much more. But what's the next step? Do you know?
The next step is finding the center, making the cutout, and then we'll get to building the box.
Yeah.
So
fuck yeah. And now this is all done, we don't have to wait until, 6 p.m. tomorrow for the tanks to arrive for us to get to this point. We're already here, so stuff is happening. Stuff is good. Can hopefully have this car back by the middle of the week. All right, guys, so it is the next day. I don't know exactly where I left off yesterday when we were filming putting the trunk together, but it is a new day, and Chance has been sending me updates and pictures throughout the day while I was at work, and I am so excited to go see it. So I just got out of work. Let's head over there and check out how much he's done so far, and I'm so excited. From the pictures it looks so good, so let's get over there. What's up, dog?
what up?
Came to see. Is that the wrap? Is that my wrap? He put wrap on my tank. That's funny. It looks better than the raw.
Well, I feel like it splits it up. It gives it some color.
Right.
You know.
Yeah,
So.
and it's pretty darn close to the car too.
I know. I was comparing it to the car, and I was like, "Holy crap!" But you're right. The wrap has like a brown.
Yeah, it's got a brown kind of texture when it's like in the sun. With this is just like solid red.
It's funny though, because in the garage with no sunlight, it's pretty spot on.
Yeah, it's pretty close. But he was sending me pictures of the trunk, but the trunk's all taken apart now because we are on the stage of fabric, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So this is the box that is going to be in the middle. That's going to have the manifold, compressors, hard lines, all that stuff that'll be in there, and then the top panels, these will be covered in like the same factory style fabric that's in here, so everything will kind of blend together. But well, it's like it showed up at the right time. He's about to do some upholstery, and we can catch that, and then we can see it all come together. All right, so the box is built, right? This is like pretty much it.
Yeah.
This is sick. So everything will be housed inside of here, and this will be under the panel with the beauty panel, and you'll be able to see everything, and it'll be all nice and amazing. So now that the box is all finished, we're gonna polish up the hard lines, which were already all made and finished, and we'll just start assembling everything, and then we'll put it all in the box, and you guys will be able to see what my trunk setup will look like when it's in the car. And it's gonna look rad because he showed me a picture and it looked insane, so I'm pumped. All right, so putting everything in is definitely like one of the not so fun tasks because it's a puzzle. It's 100% a puzzle piece. Once everything is in, it looks phenomenal. And I'm staring at it right now and it looks fucking amazing. So this is what we're going to be doing, and we'll have the panel, everything will be carpeted and all of that, and you will be able to see this beautiful air setup through the trunk, and I'll be able to have all my trunk space again, which is so rad, and it'll look rad at the same time. So we kind of ran out of time for today, but I'm gonna pick this up tomorrow because we should be done with it by tomorrow, and we can calibrate the car, make sure everything works properly, and we'll see the fully finished trunk setup, and then I can officially enjoy this car for the rest of the season. And I don't think that I have anything else going on that will make me need to have this car down for a few days. I'll be able to drive it and enjoy it as long as everything works out. So I'll see you guys in 2 seconds. All right, guys, we are back and we are starting on routering. So this is the panel that shows the trunk setup. You have the cutout, the Lexan will be in there, but we router the edges so that they're nice and clean so that when we upholster them, it's not a straight angle and stuff like that. So we're gonna start routering all these panels up, get them all looking good, and then we can upholster them in the carpet, and then we can put them in. And then I think after that it's just kind of troubleshooting the setup and just making sure everything works, right?
Yep.
Hell yeah. All right, guys, so the trunk setup is like, I would say 95% done. We went to go and put the Lexan in, and the window that we made for it was just a little bit too big for the Lexan that we had. So we're gonna have to order that and get that on another day. But either way, it's gonna look the same because the Lexan is clear. So here it is. This looks amazing. And if you guys remember the last trunk setup that I had in here, it was also amazing. It was also the first time that we ever did anything crazy with hardlines. It was Chance's first crazy hardline setup. And since then, Chance has done, how many you think? 50? 20?
Yeah, pretty close.
Pretty close. He's done dozens of trunk setups since he's done mine, which is awesome. And he has definitely upped his game in terms of just skill. The intricacy of this and how it all fits inside this box is awesome. It's gorgeous. I fucking love it. And I have all my trunk space again, and the fabric is identical to the factory, so it just works. We still have to kind of, you know, tuck all this stuff in again, but you guys get the idea. This looks absolutely insane. So at this point, the trunk setup is done for now. We're still waiting on the Lexan. We're wiring up the front, redoing the section of wiring, and then after that we can turn the car on, calibrate it, make sure everything is good, and then we can pull it outside. So guys, the car is outside. It is finished. This went very, very well in terms of like time. I dropped this car off Saturday and today's Wednesday and it's done. It's only 11:30 in the morning and the car's done. It looks phenomenal. I can use the whole trunk again once I get the Lexan to put there. Nothing leaks. We tested everything. There was one thing that leaked, but we fixed it. I got a lot of new stuff with this because a lot of stuff was malfunctioning. I'll just name off some stuff. I got one new compressor. I got a new manifold. We did full new hard lines, and we had 2 new check valves put in at the tanks. Before, the check valves were mounted on the compressors themselves, but now we have them mounted on the tanks, which is better. Everything has been pretty much rewired except for the harness that runs through the actual inside of the car. We didn't need to touch that. Under the hood, we redid the main wire because this airlift harness was not long enough to reach the battery because this car is a long boy and it needs a lot of wires. So we had to extend the harness to the battery. And yes, I know we could relocate the battery, but I didn't feel like doing that, especially since I don't really have that much trunk space as it is. So we put new wiring in, 4-gauge wire, a lot better. We also checked the relays. The relays looked fine, so that's not a huge worry. The compressors we believe to be okay as well, but we threw a new one in there anyways just because it was under warranty and why not? But the car is airing up and down perfectly, and I have all new presets, and the trunk setup just looks absolutely phenomenal. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. I'm stoked to be able to have my trunk back and have, honestly, this setup in my opinion is like 5 times better than the previous setup. The previous setup was sick, I loved it, but this is just so much more practical for me, and at the same time it was done a lot cleaner since this is definitely not his first time doing it, and it came out rad. So I'm super pumped on this. I hope you guys are too. Chance,
Boy.
you did an absolutely phenomenal job, and I thank you.
No problem.
It looks rad, and I'm excited that I can have a trunk again.
I know, now you have the trunk space.
And I mean, and you know, the setup itself is so clean.
I like the new style, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't hate the other style, but I wasn't a huge fan of the hardwood or the laminate flooring.
Yeah, it was kind of not growing on me.
The setup was just, it was too tall. I mean, the hard lines were crazy.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but I like this. It's simple, it's clean, you have all your trunk space or whatever. So,
right.
like I said, that at first I was like, oh, that's awesome. But over time, I just like the cleaner setups.
Oh yeah.
More.
Yeah, no, for sure. Be sure to go follow Chance. I'll leave his Instagram right here. Did a phenomenal job. That's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, everything. I got to go home and catch a package so that I can sign for it because it's for the Civic and it's going to be fucking awesome. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.